So if you don't download the smart form and you are doing something changes in your smart form, at that time you will do something and you will activate it and you will send to production. Okay. At that time the end user will see that one, then they will tell like, no, I don't want this one. So previously how it was coming, the same way I want to display. Then what will happen? So you will change the something windows one place to another place, something you will do like that. Okay. So at the time, so it is difficult. Okay, it is difficult to display the smart form how it was coming previously like that. Okay. So if you download the smart form, okay, if you download the smart form, then you are doing something changes, and after that one you will move this one to production, but the end user will, it won't accept, they won't accept the correct smart form output. Okay, then they will tell you, so I don't want this one, how the output is coming previously. Okay, so in the same way I want to display the output. Okay, so they will tell like that. At that time just we will import and export the smart form, I mean replace the smart form. I already downloaded, right? So I will replace the current version to the previous version. Okay, so at that time simply we can do the previous changes. Okay, otherwise one window is there. Okay, one window is there. At that time the end user will tell you, I don't want this window, just delete it. Okay, after 10 days or after 1 month or after 1 year, the end user will ask you, so previously I was seeing the data like that, so I want to display that window also. Okay, at that time what we have to, one more time we have to create that window. Okay, one more time we have to write the logic for those for those business logic, for those business, right? So to avoid that one, what I'm doing, I'm just applying something wrong conditions. Okay, I'm applying something wrong conditions, like 1 equal to 2 is there, means the conditions won't satisfy here though, so it won't go inside of this window. Okay, first of all if you check the condition, okay, so the condition is there like 1 equal to 2, the condition is not satisfying, this is the false condition, so it won't go inside of the window. Okay, activate it, execute it, click on print preview. So the windows won't come here because I'm giving the conditions like wrong condition, 1 equal to 2 like that I'm giving. Okay, fine. Now I want to display multiple sales orders, right? And one more thing, here I am commenting the terms and conditions also. So okay, it is coming in the next page, right? Terms and conditions also I don't want, so I will keep the conditions 1 equal to 2 for that one also. Main window, the table, the footer, and this is the folder, right? So for the folder I am giving the conditions like 1 equal to 2. So for each and everything you can see the conditions like only on first page, I mean not on the first page, after main window or before main window, like that you can see for each and everything. Okay, okay, fine, activate. Now I want to write the logic for um, ITVB right? So here in place of ITVB P underscore VBELN, I will take S underscore VBELN, and here I will take in. Okay, in means this is the select options. I will write the logic like that only. This is the parameters, right? I don't want parameter here. I want to display select options. Data LV underscore SO type VBAK-VBELN and select options S underscore VBELN for LV underscore SO. Check it. Okay. Okay, fine. See, this is the work area. Okay, I'm taking the work area data, but work area data is not required now. Okay, work area data is not required now, but I am not changing these all things, because if I change this one, then I want to change the function module also. Okay, I'm not changing these all things. Just I want VBAP data. That's it. Okay, I want VBAP data. I'm not changing any customer information or VBAK information like that. I'm not changing those things. Okay, fine. The data will come here. Okay, something select options will come. Execute it. So VBELN. Otherwise, I will go to the tables VBAP/O is 11. I will take VBAP. Click on display button. Click on table contents and click on execute. Something. Okay, 3051 and 3052 is available. I am opening that one now. I mean, I'm executing that one now. 305123055 I'm taking. Okay, 51255 I'm taking. Click on execute button. Click on print preview. How it will come? Let me check here. Okay, 3051 52535455. Okay, the quantity and the total amount. Okay, now, but there is no items, right? But I want to display something items. Here only one item is available. Okay, 3051 one item and 3052 only one item. Like that, only one item is coming, but I want to display multiple items also. Okay, let me check that data in VBAP table. Here I am taking 30. Click on execute. Three nine two four zero two. Let me check that one. 392402. 392 and 402. Just sales document numbers. You can execute. So the data is coming like this. Now I will check the total amount in ETWR also. VBELN, post now, mat now, and ETWR. Click on apply. Click on execute. So this is the data. Something value is coming. Okay, something value is coming. 392 and 402. So I will take these two things in the output here. 392 and 402. Click on execute. Click on execute button, and before that one I will save the variant. Control S, V1, save it. Okay, click on execute. Click on print preview. So it's coming like this. Okay, it is coming like this. So for the first item, three items are available. For the second one, for 402, three items are coming here. Now my requirement is, okay, so first of all, Before starting the 392 starting here, right? So at the starting of the 392, I want to display uh, something like 392. Sales document number 392. Okay, sales document number 392, and after that one, end of the 392. Okay, at the end of the 392, I want to display the subtotal of quantity and subtotal of net price. So these two things I want to display. Otherwise, subtotal of net price. Okay, subtotal of net price. And 402, before 402 starting, I want to display something like 402, document number 402, and end of the 402 I want to display subtotal of 402 is total subtotal, whatever the subtotal is coming, that subtotal I want to display there. Okay, looking like control break statements. At first, continue, at last, so at end of, at last. Okay, so we already practiced on control break statements or events in the internal table. Okay, so at first means it will trigger at the first record of the internal table. Okay, so for example 10 records are available at the time, at the first record only it will trigger, at first event will trigger. Attenuate will trigger at the first record of each block. Okay, first record of each block. Attend will trigger at the end of each block. Okay, and at last will trigger at the last record of the internal table. Okay, here also I want to trigger this type of things only. Okay, so at the starting of the each block, okay, at the starting of each block I want to display the sales document number, the sales document number. Okay, and after that one, at the end of the each block I want to display the subtotal of the amount. Okay, means at new and at end of. Okay, these two concepts are working, I mean I want to apply here. Okay, now so here some events are available. Okay, some events are available in this main window. Okay, the table you are taking, right? The table, so here something events are available. Okay, here something events are available. Now this is the main area, right? This is the main area. Here only we have to display the events. Okay, here only we have to display the events. So if you double click on this table, here data is coming here. Okay, data is coming here. Two events are available: event on sort begin and event on sort end, like that. Okay, so first one is the event on sort begin. Okay, next one is the event on sort end. Okay, two events are there: events on sort begin and event on sort end. So this is nothing but this one. Attenuate is there, right? So attenuate is nothing but event on sort begin, okay, and event on sort end. Okay, event on sort begin and event on sort end. These two are the events. I mean, the name is different, the functionality is same. Okay, in the smart form, in place of attenuate, we are using event and sort begin, and in the at the end, at end of, in place of at end of, we are using event on sort end. Okay, the name is different, but the functionality is same here. Fine. Now I will take here the field name. Field name is VBELN. Okay. So this is the field name. Based on this field name only, I'm doing the at new, at first, at new, at end of, at last, right? So that field name I'm writing here, and which type of event it is. It is the event and sort begin or event and sort end. Okay, so first of all I am doing event on sort begin, means at new. Okay, at new I am taking, just select this checkbox here. Okay, if you select this checkbox, something changes will come here. Let us check that one. Okay, I am selecting the checkbox here. Okay, if I am selecting this checkbox, then something BBELN sort on begin is coming here, something star is coming here. Okay, I will deactivate it. Let me check one more time. I am deactivating it and just observe here. Okay, I am deactivating this one. Click on S button. So the star is not coming here. Okay, the star is not coming. One more time I am selecting this one. Okay, something star is coming and BBELN event on sort begin. Okay, event on sort begin. Now in this one I want to display the sales document number, right? Just right click on it, click on create button and click on program line. Okay, so table line. Okay, I want to display something data, but how can you display the data? First of all we have to insert one line. So in that line we have to, something cell will come. In that cell we have to insert the text, right? So click on table line here, and here I am taking something terms and conditions. So for terms and conditions, which type of line we have taken? Just simple line, there is no border, just only one line. Just line will display, but there is no border, right? Same line I am using here. Otherwise you can use any other lines also. Okay, but only one line. Okay, only one line I am taking, that is there is no columns here. Okay, there is no columns, that's why I am taking terms and conditions line here. Okay, terms and conditions, I will rename this one here. So what is the use of this one? This is the attenuate, but here we should not call like attenuate, right? Event on sort begin. Okay, event on sort begin for BBELN. Okay, event on sort begin for BBELN, and cell is coming here. So for the cell also I will rename this one. Okay, and in this cell I want to display the data. Just click on create button and click on text here. So for the text also I will rename this one. Here I want to display the data. Okay, sales order number equal to I want to display the data from work area, right? Work area BBAP. So work area BBAP upon BBELN. Okay, click on execute, click on activate button. Let me execute that one, how it will execute, how the data will display. So it's activated. Now I will execute this one. Click on back button, click on execute button, click on print preview. How it is coming? So beginning of the sales document number. Okay, beginning of the sales document number. So it is coming like sales order number 392. 392 information is coming here. Okay, and sales order number 402. 402 information is coming here. Okay, so the data is coming in this format. Now I want to display some subtotals also. So after 392 document number, and before starting the new document number, I want to display the subtotal. Okay, subtotal of 392 equal to, what is the total? What is the this one total price? 5700 7200 105. So what is the total for this one? I want to display the total value here. Okay, so it is looking like attenda. Okay, attenda event, but here in the smart forms we should not call it as attenda, we have to call it as event on sorted. Okay, we have to use event on sorted. Now I am coming to the smart form. So this is the table, right? Double click on the table, click on data. So here one more time, one more event I am taking here. Okay, BBELN and this is the event on short end. Okay, event on short end. So let us see here how it will come. Okay, so this is the header and this is the main area and footer is coming. Okay, so in between of header and main area something star is coming here. This is the event on short begin. Okay, now I'm providing VBELN and this is for event on short end. Second checkbox I'm selecting here. If you select the second checkbox, then what will happen? Just observe here. I'm selecting the second checkbox. See here, VBELN event on short end. After main area it is coming like this. Okay, after main area it is coming like this. So I will deselect it. The star symbol is not coming. Okay, one more time I'm selecting this one. So the symbol is coming, star symbol is coming like this. Okay, so here what I have to display? The subtotal I want to display here, right? Click on create button, click on program line here. So here the type is only one line, right? Only one line, and I don't want to display any I don't want to display any borders for that one. That's why I'm taking terms and conditions line. Okay, otherwise you can create one more line with with no borders like that. You can use that line also, no problem. Okay, and here I am giving the description as event on short end for VBELN. Okay, the cell name also I am renaming this one. Okay, so in this cell I want to display the data here. Okay, here I want to display subtotal of S4. Okay, subtotal of S4. Here I want to display the sales document number also. So I'm clicking on the plus symbol here, and here work area VBAP hyphen VBLN. Okay, subtotal of SO something subtotal, sales document number equal to the subtotal value I want to display here. But I did not do the calculation here for subtotal here. Okay, so what I will do, I will do the calculation first of all. So I'm doing something calculation here. Okay, calculation for quantity and total, right? So I will double click on this program line, and here I will write one more logic. Okay, LVN square subtotal. Okay, LVN square subtotal equal to LVN square subtotal plus work area BBAP hyper NETWR. Okay, and here LVN square subtotal I did not declare till now. I will declare it now. Okay, LVN square subtotal, I will copy this one. Okay, LVN square subtotal I am copying here. The global definitions. Okay, the global definitions I am pasting here like this, and type equal to NETWR underscore AP. Now I will come to the condition here. Program lines here, and this is the input and output. Okay, LVN square subtotal is the input and output. So I will maintain in both places. LVN square subtotal and the output also. I am maintaining the. Okay. Now let us check here. Is it okay or not? Okay, there is no error. Okay, there is no error. So how the total value, how the total price is calculating? The same way it is calculating here. Okay, the same way it is calculating here. Now I will use that variable. Okay, so this is the event on short end. The text I want to display that one, that variable, right? So click on plus button here, and click on ampersand, provide, so it will come like this. Subtotal of SO, the sales document number equal to the subtotal is coming here. Okay. And after that one, after displaying this text, I want to clear the variable LV underscore subtotal. Okay. I want to clear it. Otherwise, what will happen? So the calculation is going on here, right? So calculation is going on. What will happen? Okay. So here, first sales document number will come. 3 items will loop here. Okay. 3 items will loop here, and after that one, event will trigger. Okay. Event will trigger. So in this event, so something subtotal will display there. Okay. Something subtotal will display, and after that one, it will come to the next sales document number. Okay. Next sales document number. Here the logic is LV equals subtotal equal to LV subtotal plus work area BEP NTWR. Already something value will be there. Something subtotal value will be there for the first document number. Okay. That value will be there like that only. Okay. So that value plus now the current, in the next sales document number, what is the total price? So that value will calculate here. But that is not correct way, right? We have to clear after displaying the subtotal. I want to clear that variable. At that time, the value will be 0. Okay. For the second sales order, the value will be 0 here. LVN score subtotal equal to 0 plus what is the net price for that one? That value will calculate here. Okay. After, at the ending of the second sales document number, it will display the document, subtotal it will display here, and it will clear the data. I will clear the data here. I will clear the subtotal data. Okay. If I clear that one, the value will be 0. Okay. That's why I will take one program line here for clearing the variable. Okay. So here I am taking one more program lines. This is for clearing subtotal. Okay. Clearing subtotal. I am writing the code like clear. Okay. This is the input parameter. So I will maintain here. Now click on check symbol. There is no error. Okay. Fine. Now I will do one thing here. In the conditions tab, I will give 1 equal to 2. First of all, let me check. Okay. If it is not working fine, if there is no this clear statement, then what will happen? Okay, it's activated. Now I will try to execute this one. I'm not clearing the subtotals. Then what will happen? Let me check. Okay, the subtotal for the first 3 values is 13,000 something 0005 something is coming here. Okay, yeah, this is correct only. Okay, this is correct only. And if you come to here, 7 plus 5 total 12 should come here. Okay, something 12 or 13 should come here, but here 26 is coming. Okay, so 13 plus 13 total 36, 26 is coming here. So here the subtotal of first 3 values is something 13,005 is coming like this. Okay, and this one for the second sales document number 402 5,700 and 7,200 total value. If you add this one 5712 12,900 and 12,900 and 100 is 13,000. Okay, 13,000 should come here, but how much is coming here? 26,010 rupees is coming here, but 13,000 should come here. Okay, 13,005 rupees should come here, but it is coming 26,000 because it is, I am not clearing the data here. Okay, I am not clearing the data. That is why 13,005 plus 5,700 plus 7,200 plus 105 total amount is coming here. Okay, the value is wrong here. Okay, the value is wrong. Total amount is 26,010 rupees. Right? Now I will clear that one. Okay, I will clear that one. Then how the value will come? So the condition I'm giving here, right? I just remove the condition. Okay, remove the condition and activate it. Okay, activate it. Okay, there is no error. Now I will execute the smart form now. I mean, I will execute the program now. See, the subtotal for 392 is 13,005 rupees, and the subtotal of 402 is 13,005 on the total amount. Okay, so this is the way to apply the events. Okay, the smart forms, two events are available. So event on sort begin and event on sort end. Two events are there. Okay, fine. Now I have one more requirement. Okay, I have one more requirement, like something sales document number is coming here, right? I don't want to display these all things. I mean, I don't want to display sort on, I mean, event on sort begin, event on sort end, like that. I don't want to display those all things. So my requirement is, so here 392 is starting here, right? So first document number is 392. Okay, so what is the next document number? 402, right? So 392, how many items are there? Those all items I want to display in the first page. Okay, if something new record is coming, if something new sales document number is coming, 402 is coming, at that time I want to skip that one. Okay, I want to skip and I want to display 402 in the next page. Okay, I want to display the 402 in the next page, and next document number in the 402, three items are coming. Okay, three items display in the second page. Okay, next 403 document will come. Okay, so whenever the 403 is starting, at that time I want to skip that, I want to skip that one to the next page, third page. Okay, means 403 will come in the third page. Just assume in the 403 10 items are there, 10 items will display there. Okay, so after that one 405 is starting. Okay, so whenever the 405 is starting, at that time I want to skip the data to the next page. I mean 405 should display in the next page, means fourth page. In the fourth page I want to display 405 data. So in this way, in the page I want to display only one sales document number information. If it is containing one item or two items or 10 items, how many items, there is no, I mean, I'm not considering that one. Okay, I am considering the only sales document number. Okay, one sales document number will be there. That sales document number information should come in the one page. Okay, if any sales document number, the number is changing here. Okay, if the sales document number is changing, then it should go to the next page. That is the requirement here. So these are our real-time examples. Okay, how to skip the data and how to display these events. So these are the real-time examples. Sometimes they will ask you, I want to display only 10 numbers only. Okay, 10 sales document numbers in the first page. For example, here first three, I mean three rows are coming, and for 402 also three rows are coming, and 403 5 items are there. Just assume for 403 5 items are available. Okay, but I want to display only 10 lines in first page. Okay, I mean per page I want to display 10 lines only. Okay, so at that time in the first page 392 will come, and 402 will come, and 403 first four records will come, and last item should go to the next page. So these are the different examples. Okay, so in my way, in this current example I am telling about, in the one page I want to display only one sales document number information. It may contain one item or two items or 10 items, whatever it is. Okay, so if the new document number is starting, at that time I want to skip to the next page. Okay, this is one example, I mean real-time scenario. So this one, right, VBELN, right? So I don't want to display, so I will remove this one. Okay, something tables is there, right? I am removing the events here. I don't want to display those things. So and deselect this one. and deselect this one also. Okay, events. I am removing the events now. There is no event now. Okay, first of all, I have to explain something here. Okay, so first of all, I have something data sales document number, item number, and something material and amount. Something I'm taking like that. Okay, so the sales document number 111, the item number 10, and the amount material is MAT1, and the amount is something amount is coming like this, and the same document number for 20 item material 2, and the amount is something like this, and same document number and 30 item and material 3, and I'm passing something amount here, and 1 2 the document number is different here, 10 item and the material 1, and the amount is something I'm taking like this. Okay, 1 2 only, 20 item material 2, and the amount is something like that I'm taking, and 1 3 10 material 1. Okay, and fine, or also I will take one more thing, 20 material 2. Okay, so that the internal table will be like this. Just assume, okay, ITVPAP, right? This is ITVPAP. Okay, ITVPAP. Now I will take one more internal table. Okay, I will take one more internal table, that is IT sales. Okay, IT sales. I am taking one more internal table, and here I want to pass the data without duplicates. Here sales document number is there. If three sales document numbers are coming, even I mean of course here three items are coming. Okay, three items are coming. This is not duplicate data, but I want to consider only sales document numbers. Okay, I want to consider only sales document numbers. So sales document numbers means 11, 12, 13. Three documents are coming. Okay, only sales document numbers I want to consider here, and I want to remove the delete adjacent duplicates. Okay, so at that time what will happen? First record will come. First record will come and 12th record, right? So the 12th record also, I mean, second record is this one, and the third one. Okay, so this is the, I mean, I'm taking one more internal table. So in that one, IT sales is the second internal table. In that one, I'm doing the delete adjacent duplicates. Same data I will copy and paste here, and I will apply delete adjacent duplicates here. Okay, same thing I will do in the smart form. Okay, so first of all, I want to declare the internal table and work area, right? So for that one, so what is the structure here for the this one, right? So by using this structure, I will declare the local internal table and work area. Okay, local internal table and work area. IT sales type table of, okay, the structure name, and the work area sales also type. Okay, now check it here. Unable to interrupt ZST SO item. Possible cause of error include incorrect spelling or comma. Something is mistake here. See, the class will disconnect in 1 minute, reconnect it once again. Fine, no problem. Otherwise, I will take the structure, local structure types. I will take.